Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called Ultra Tank. This is created by Key Games and licensed to Atari in 1978, and Key Games made games for Atari. They were a subsidiary of Atari, and this is an entry in the Tank series. The Tank series began in 1974, and there was like Tank 2, Tank 3, Ultra Tank, Tank 8, perhaps other games in the series, and then there was, of course, the Atari 2600 release called Combat, which is part of the series. But here's the control scheme. There are double joysticks for each player, and there's a trigger on one of the joysticks to fire. It's very difficult to get used to the control scheme, but yeah, it's black and white, and this time around there is a computer-controlled tank, and that was not in the original Tank. And the tanks look just like the ones in the Atari 2600 game Combat. But I don't really remember seeing the Tank games back in the day. I know that they were kind of popular, but I was really young at this time. I might not just remember seeing them, but there are option buttons, and you can change the setup for each screen. You can have walls and mines, or you can have an open field. You can have visible tanks or invisible tanks, and you can have bouncing, ricocheting shots. Or you can have steerable shells, and you can mix and match these. But you will have once you select what you want, you will have 9 seconds before your game begins. And if you score 25 points, or the opponent scores 25 points, there is an extra minute or so of gameplay. But the gameplay itself is probably about a minute and a half or so. Maybe a little bit longer than that, maybe 2.5 minutes. But we'll get started. We're going to play with maze and mines. Those mines are little X's. You run over one and you cede a point to your opponent. And again, you try to get 25 points so you can extend play. You don't have to be in the lead, but as long as somebody scores 25 points, they will go to overtime, as it is, or you will get extra time. You can shoot 2 shots at once, but and these are ricocheting shots. See it? If you fire your 2 shots quickly, then you have to wait until they dissipate before you can fire again, and in that time the computer has an easy chance at nailing you. And there's just 1 point seeded for each time you're hit. But if you are close to the opponent and you aren't gonna miss with your shots, you can hit him twice real quick with both shots that you can have on the screen at once. You just try to have more points than the opponent by the time the timer is up, and I won 6-4. But I didn't get the extended play because I didn't have 25 points, and neither did the computer. But yeah, there was no computer player in the original Tank. There is in this one. You can also, of course, play a 2-player simultaneous play, you and another player. We're going to choose a different combination of things that we didn't see in the last maze. We'll have open field, visible tanks, and steerable shells. Yeah, I didn't have open field or steerable shells in the last game selection, so we'll play this one now. But yeah, I do not remember seeing the Tank games back in the arcade back in the day. But yeah, steerable shells means that when you fire, you can move left or right, and the bullet will move that direction. But yeah, when you use the joysticks, joystick 1, if you press up, your tank will move clockwise. If you press down, you will move clockwise in reverse. And if you use joystick 2 and you press up, you will move counterclockwise. And if you press down, you will move reverse counterclockwise. And then there's the trigger button, which shoots. But again, only if you know that you're going to be able to hit the opponent should you shoot twice. Then you can hit them twice. See, I can steer the bullet around the maze this way. Your shots cannot hurt you, and the computer's shots cannot hurt them. And being able to be hurt by those shots is not an option. But yeah, when you get hit, you will get moved, you'll get jarred into a different direction, so you'll need to move to get straightened out. But yeah, the first player is white, and then the second player is black, or the computer player is black. But we're going to change these settings here. I still didn't get the extra session, but at least I won this one 18 to 15. Now we'll use invisible tanks. You can see yourself, but only when you shoot or when you get hit. And now we have the mines. Yeah, you run into a mine and you see to point to the opponent, and they see to point to you if they run into one. Even when I'm invisible, the computer knows where the hell I'm at. But you'll need to keep shooting in order to be able to see yourself. I'm not starting out too great here. Now this is all right. I mean, for 1978, it's okay. But yeah, people by this time I think were starting to recognize combat for the Atari 2600, which came out in 1977. I had combat. It was, I mean, for what it wasn't bad. There were a lot of gameplay variations, which was great. You see, you can shoot through yourself, and it won't hurt you. And I'll fire 2 bullets straight down so that they both hit the black tank. But you have to move yourself back into place when you get jarred out of your direction when you're hit. And there, I got extended play. But yeah, now at the end of this extended play, the game will end. And we'll see if I can stay in front. But yeah, if you can get yourself into a position where you can shoot 2 quick shots and have them both hit the enemy, do so. But other than that, remember that once you fire your 2 shots, you have to wait until they dissipate to move again. Ah, crap, I just lost. But we did get to see the extended play at least. Well, that was Ultra Tank by Key Games and Atari in 1978. Black and white tank strategy game, which is part of the Tank series. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're able to stay cool. Well, that was Ultra Tank by Key Games and Atari in 1978. Black and white tank strategy game, part of the Tank series. This is Crazy Clown Race, and thanks for watching Ultra Tank. I will catch you later in the near future with another video. Have a good one, everybody. Stay cool. Bye-bye.